1, 2, 3, 4.
When the kids
Feels good to be back.
big sheep. When the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories. When the kids go to sleep.
Yeah.
Really good, huh? For those of you who
Woo!
weren't.
We got a round of applause and everything.
We do have a round. Oh, look.
Suntard's in studio today. He will be on
He's gonna be on Friday.
Next week. Yeah, on Friday. For us, it'll be in 30 minutes. For you, it'll be on Friday.
Right.
So check that out. Suntard episode coming up on Friday. We just decided that we'd bring him in because Princess Tard's the only one of our kids who's been on an episode, right?
Yep. And school's starting.
I'm burping up
There's a lot to
my
talk
juice.
About. Ew, we don't need to know that.
Blah, welcome to the
TMI.
podcast. Blah. I got one of these raw organic apple juices with chia seeds, and these chia seeds are supposed to be like this superfood that like gives you protein and you grow like a fourth leg so that you can run faster.
It's all about running. I don't know. I think it like holds in your hydration. It makes you more hydrated for longer or something.
Did you take those when we ran the San
didn't.
Francisco? I took mine.
I should have.
That's why I did such an amazing job.
Amazing. So you
All right.
bolted through the crowd like Superman.
Welcome back to the When the Kids Go to Sleep podcast, WTGT.
We're back.
Oh, man. I'm messing up my acronyms.
WTKGT.
Yes. Woo!
I win.
You got it. Awesome. So we've been gone. We have been Alvita Sained. We've been on vacation.
So they say.
They were saying, somebody asked me, like, how was your vacation? I'm like, it was great, other than uploading a video every single day. So it's not, we had like a 2-day vacation.
A short vacation where we had no internet. And the only reason that happened is because it was not available. There's no possible way that we could get it. So
that is a true vacation for me, is no internet. And it's like, it has to be taken away from me. I can't just choose not to have internet.
Because it's always there. He's like, I have to
and
look,
I, like,
I have to do it.
Reading emails and reading tweets. And it's like, if it's not just taken away from me, then I'm like constantly working. It's hard to call this
the internet
working, though.
From Shay.
Because I know a lot of people like,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, it is work for us because that's what we do for a living. But it's work that's fun.
Yeah.
But it can be stressful because anything you do a lot of can be very stressful. I mean, constantly on Twitter, I mean, we got to think about doing all our, the time spent making the videos and then keeping the social part of it, the social networking part of it up.
That's what, like, I always thought about, like, skiers or snowboarders or people who, like, went pro, who got sponsored. They have to be good, and so you have to work at that. And it's like you do something you love until it can kind of become your job. And then there's this fine balance. You got to be careful where it's, because it can turn into work, like where it's like a doldrum, like, oh, I have to do this every day. And then all of a sudden it loses the fun of it.
Right.
And I think that's a fine balance that we have of doing this.
Yeah, finding the balance.
Because we totally enjoy it, but then, we've done this for 4 years every single day.
But even if you enjoy your job, who does their job every single day?
Right. That's,
24 hours.
Yeah. Anyways, we're back on the podcast. It's good to be back. It feels good. It feels great to be in the studio with Rolf. Rolf's hair's looking shinier than ever.
It's fabulous.
Arthur's
Always.
here.
Hi, Arthur, and his hand's better.
And so let's talk about some business. Finally, you guys have been wearing these shirts forever. A lot of you know that the Volcom ShayCarl shirt collaboration is finally available. You can go to volcom.com/ShayCarl. They got me my own URL. That's
I know,
exciting.
it's so cool.
It is crazy, crazy, crazy to think that I have a Volcom shirt. I remember when I very first heard of Volcom, Casey had like stolen this cardboard Volcom stone. I shouldn't be saying this because I'm incriminating my little brother.
He found it.
He brought this like Volcom stone home, and Casey was like into Volcom way before I ever really knew what it was. Because Casey was always kind of like on the cutting edge of what was cool. He was like a skater dude when he was younger.
Casey being on the cutting edge.
He was. Do I have chia seeds in my teeth?
No.
Let close.
No, I don't think you do.
Anyway, so I remember he brought this Volcom stone home, and I was like, "What's that?" I was like, wanted to be the cool older brother.
Cool.
And
it's like a stone,
right? And he would draw them everywhere. He even told Ethan, the guy who kind of like got us into doing this deal, when we went to Volcom to the the plant, the headquarters of Volcom in Costa Mesa, California. Casey said, I probably failed 8th grade math because I was drawing
'Cause he was
Volcom
doodling
stones
Volcom
the whole
stones?
time.
That's
And I remember
hilarious.
looking at Casey's notebook and there was just Volcom stones everywhere. And so we loved it. Like, you know, snowboarding, skateboarding, growing up, we always wore Volcom clothing, and it was just like the coolest brand. It's like one of those brands, you know, because some brands like Vans, for instance, there's this weird phenomena with Vans. Vans is a cool clothing company, but then all of a sudden they started selling in like Payless shoe stores and Walmart. And so then they became like not cool anymore. Is that funny? Like the availability of something makes, and Volcom for some reason has always remained that like cool brand. I remember No Fear. Remember No Fear?
I do.
No Fear was a brand that I thought was like the coolest brand ever. And then they just started, I don't know, I just like it became not cool anymore.
Yeah.
But Volcom has always like maintained this
Remained
coolness.
its integrity.
I don't know what their trick is, but now that they've made a shirt with me, they're all of a sudden not cool anymore. So,
Oh, no.
good job, Volcom. Way to
Don't be
ruin
that
your
for
brand.
them. Don't be that for them.
Yeah,
No,
I'm,
it just made it
I'm
79%
Volcom's Payless
cooler.
shoe stores. Well, anyways, check out my shirts online. Links below. You
It's
can buy
awesome.
yourself one. They're still cool, right, bro? Yeah, I love Volcom, and I'm honored, really, to like just to see like on the back. I have like my logo.
He has the logo,
right
and he's
next.
got a Volcom stone right next to it, plus with a Volcom tag, on the
tag,
inside.
that's what makes it
That's the
official.
coolest thing.
That's like, because I remember, you know, growing up, like this tag inside the shirt, like that was the cool thing, having that tag. Anyways,
Isn't that so funny?
I
how we
hope
perceive
that
it
I
that
can
way?
be cool enough to maintain Volcom's awesomeness.
Babe,
I hope that I could be
Volcom's
cool
gonna have
enough.
to step up and be a little cooler
Yeah,
because you're
Volcom.
so awesome. I don't
And
know.
to answer some of
Does
the
that make you feel
questions,
good?
I'm not sure when the hats are going to be available, but they're coming soon. And then we have other colors coming out on.
Yeah, a few different styles and then other colors. And
Rodeo
there's
Arcade.
a woman's one too.
Why'd you
for
do this?
girls.
A woman's
A
one?
woman's one.
She
'cause
really
it's
accentuated her.
more
Womanness.
fitted, womanly.
It's a fitted womanly shirt. That's like the first women's shirts that we've ever had available. They have always been like dude shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
I
all
don't
right.
know. I like.
Check them out
whatever.
online. What else we got to talk about? We were in Idaho for a month. That was awesome. We did a lot of camping.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go fishing. I got to do a few rope swings. If you
Yep.
saw in the vlog, I ate it really hard in one of them. I like slapped my side. You were just in New York for a really cool experience at Blog Her. Got to meet some.
While we were in Idaho, the moms went to Utah for a couple days to go to Evo conference, which is like a blogger. They call it mommy bloggers. I don't know if that's like a term they don't like to use, but it's like a woman blogger convention. And we went to that in Utah, which was fun. It was like, I don't know, 300-400 people maybe. But then this past weekend we went to New York City for the Blog Her convention, which is like 5,000 people. So
Katie Couric was
it
there.
Was quite a
Martha
different experience.
Stewart.
It was amazing.
Kate Gosling.
We met Kate Goslin. We actually had a private moment with Katie Couric. We got a moment to meet her and talk about the Mom Zoo and stuff. So that was really awesome. And
Show
she's
that
one
picture,
of,
Denise.
She is one of my idols. I watched her every day on the Today. Excuse me. I watched her every day on the Today Show when she was on there, and I just remember thinking she's such an amazing, inspiring woman. So for me to get to meet her was awesome. And she did an interview, like a live interview at Blog Her, and every moment I was like, that was amazing. What she just said right there, well, that was amazing. So it was a great moment for me. When we saw Martha Stewart, we met Kate Goslin, and we also had an opportunity to go to a private screening of Don't Back Down, which is an amazing movie. When it comes out in September, everybody should go see it. And we got to meet Maggie Gyllenhaal and Viola Davis and a few of the other actors from the movie. So it was a really great experience.
I was surprised Kate Gosling of Kate and John
Gosling,
Plus
yeah.
8, which I guess that's like long gone now. She's tall.
She's really tall.
She's tall.
She actually still does the show. It's Kate. It's
Kate Plus 8.
It's not John and Kate Plus 8. It's Kate.
They got John
Plus
out of
8 or
there.
something.
John's out of there.
Just kicked him.
Kicked him to
out
the
of there.
curb. But she was tall because I was looking at the picture and she's taller than Carly. You said, and
Yeah,
Carly's
I mean
like
they both
5'9".
had heels on, but she was still taller than Carly
Yeah.
with heels. So
She's pretty too.
Mm-hmm.
Has she gotten a lot prettier? It seems like.
I don't know.
Hey,
What do you
Kate.
think?
Hey, Kate, give me a call. I know you
Hey.
kicked John to the curb.
I think she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, she was. That's
So-
right. That's right. Well, so here's what I'm thinking. So you were gone in Park City for a week and then in New York for a week. And so Daddy Daycare was established. So how many days? I feel like I'm like racking up like scout bonus points because like every day that I have to watch all the kids by myself, I feel like that like gives me like tickets, like a get out of jail free card that I can like use. We'll be like, dude, I got 5 days of do whatever I wantness still because you were in New York with the ladies partying with Kate Gosselin and jamming it up, and I was at home scrubbing vomit out of the carpet.
Have you gone to things?
Don't worry about it. Like we have to start fresh. It's a new year, so like I have like 10 days.
You got
and
your
you're
tickets
at
racked
0.
up?
I'm like rolling those ski balls up there and landing in 1,000. I'm getting all these tickets out that I get to use for something. Like
what are you going to use them for?
Day.
That's the question. What are you going to use them for?
Probably like to like get you to make out with me.
Okay.
Please, I was watching the kids. Anyways,
when I watch the kids, we make out with me.
So that was a cool opportunity.
And you did a great job.
I did amazing.
I watched the vlogs and I was just like, wow, look
I did such a good job. Did you just do a kiss, Rolf? Did I just hear you?
Who's doing that?
Suntard's pushing the kiss. Quit kissing in there, Suntard. He's
That's the
cracking
makeout
up.
noise. He's making the makeout sound effect.
And then, if you haven't seen, we recently got to shoot a WWE versus UFC video, which was an amazing opportunity to meet Boss Rutan, this dude who you maybe not know because maybe you're not a MMA fan, you know, mixed martial arts, but you will know him pretty soon because there's a new movie coming out with Kevin James, where Kevin James is a school teacher. There's a trailer. We'll leave a trailer below that's on YouTube right now that you can watch. But Kevin James from King of Queens, the big, you know, Kevin James, who I got, you know, people a lot of times would say, you remind me of Kevin James, but now that I'm like not Kevin James, I'm like skinnier now. I don't get that anymore, which I miss because Kevin James is hilarious. Anyways, he's in this new movie.
Still hilarious.
Stop it.
Stop.
He's in this new movie where he's a school teacher and he needs to raise money for, you know, whatever. It's like, oh, there's no money for bucks. And so it's like one of those like, you know, what can we do to raise money? So he starts like mixed martial arts. Like Kevin James starts to like fight in the octagon in like these like amateur bouts to try to like earn money. And in the movie, Boss Rutan is like one of his friends and like trains him. And he has like a big role. Boss Rutan has this huge role. He's kind of like, you know, Rocky's trainer from Rocky. He's kind of like Mick from Rocky. And just watching the trailer, he's good. Like Boss Rutan's a good actor, but his fighting domination is where he's famous. I mean, this guy has the last 22 fights he ever fought, he's undefeated. He has, because I think I said somewhere earlier that he's like the only ever undefeated heavyweight MMA fighter, but he has lost a few fights. But his last 22 fights that he ever fought, he is undefeated, and he has some crazy videos online. We might have him on the podcast, but that was an awesome.
He was in that video.
Yeah, he was in our video, WWE versus UFC. So if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. So I'm excited for this movie to come out because then it'll be like, that movie star was in our YouTube video.
He was in our YouTube video first.
Yeah. But even before that, I mean, more than a movie star, this guy is world-renowned, you know, fighter. This guy is tough, and he's, you know, just he could kick some freaking
And the
butt.
video's great. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's hilarious. All the kids are in it.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
There was this funny moment because like the night before we shot this wrestling video with Boss Rutan, I was on YouTube just like, you know, doing my research, trying to figure out, you know, I wanted to learn about all I could about Boss Rutan. So I'm watching all these old fights where he's just like obliterates dudes with these kicks and just punches till the sore plex. I mean, he's an animal in the ring. He's like the nicest guy, most intelligent dude you'd meet, but like in the ring, he's just an animal. So we're like ready to shoot this on the next day, right? And I just the night before watched all these videos of him like tearing dudes apart. And so then we get in the ring and we're all about to shoot, and there was this weird moment where he climbed in and he was in there kind of like getting warmed up. And then I climbed in. I was like the first one to climb in, and we're all like going to get in the ring to start shooting this video. And nobody was in the ring except for him and me at this one point. And he like turns around, and I'm like in the corner, and it's like he looks at me, and it's like, holy crap!
You're like, what am I doing?
It was like I wanted to just jump out of the ring immediately because like he looks at me and it was like I had these flashbacks from the night before where I'm watching all these YouTube videos where they have these close-up shots on his face like right before he like tears these people apart, and he has the same look on his face right as he turns, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna die.
Holy crap, I should not be here right now. So it was really cool.
And
so
of course you're wearing a pink shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pink wife beater, which never helps, you know.
It never helps.
My nipples are poking out. My little nips are poking out in my pink wife beater.
You looked really tough, babe.
Thank you.
You really did.
Anyways, so it was a great experience. And Boss Rutan, he choreographed a lot of that fight scene. Like
And didn't he act like? Tell me how it worked with the fighting. Did he actually like hit you? Or
well, no, because I wouldn't be here right now.
I know, but I mean, did he a little bit, or
yes.
did he like? Did you totally fake it?
No, I mean, you've got to pull your punches a little bit. But there was one where he kicks me right in the stomach, which we don't really see that shot in the video. I was kind of disappointed. So like where he kicks Casey in the face, for instance, we definitely cheated that, and it worked really good. Casey fell really well, and his foot, just went right up above and in front of his face. And you can kind of with camera angles cheat it if you get right behind, so you can't really see the contact, but it looks real. Well, when he did this straight kick to my stomach, you can't really cheat that, because you got to really hit it because it was like straight on. And so it was like I was going to flex and he was going to kick me, but just not very hard. So we're like, we get all this choreography ready. We're like, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. And the first move was to kick me in the stomach and then to turn around and I think punch John Huertas in the testiculars. Anyways.
Good times.
What is that? I'm just looking. We got to answer Twitter questions here. And my favorite part of a marathon is watching the reaction of runners who grab my plastic cup of vodka.
That's awful. Okay, wait.
Anyways,
go back to the subject.
So then they're like,
sorry,
okay,
we're reading Twitter.
Blake has the camera and he's like,
questions.
okay, here we go. You guys ready? Ready? And it's like, we're like all getting amped up. I'm like, okay, we're ready, we're ready. And he's like, rolling and action. And Boss goes to kick me and he kicks me in the stomach. And it was harder than I thought it was going to be. And it didn't totally knock the wind out of me, but it was like, like it almost totally knocked the wind out of me. I didn't flex enough. The secret is I've learned in doing Sam Macaroni videos, like when you land or when you ever have like those impact things, you're supposed to go, like make that sound because it like lets that air out and it like relieves that pressure. But I didn't really do that for some reason. I like kind of held it in. And when he kicked me, it was like, and it
like you
hurt.
should have.
Yeah,
like it would have felt better if you made.
It wouldn't have hurt as bad if I would have been like, you know what I mean? But for some reason, for audio, I thought that I couldn't make noise, which is dumb. This is a fighting video, And then so they're like, okay, that was good. Let's take it from there. And then you have to do these things like multiple times to get the camera angles. And so then after that, I was like freaking out. I was like, oh no,
he has to kick
how many?
me
Yeah, how
again.
many times do you have to kick me in the stomach?
That's awesome.
I was like, the next cut, I was like breathing, like, okay, here we go. And I was just flexing as hard as I could. I was like, and then they didn't hurt as bad after that. But it was a cool opportunity to get kicked right in the stomach by Boss Rutan. So check out that video. It was really cool. All right, so we tweeted earlier that we're going to go to the Twitters, and we'll answer some of your questions. And we just kind of like answer these as they roll in. So let's go to Jacob Nichols asks, will you guys be making calendars for 2013? I think we should. Did you guys like the calendars?
Yeah, did you? Do you have any suggestions? Maybe we should change up the format a little bit.
I think
maybe
it's
not
fun.
Pictures of just us. Maybe it should be themed or something. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think we should do?
Give us some feedback.
What I was thinking might be funny is if like, in March, like we are all dressed up in like St. Patrick's Day stuff.
Right.
And like
Make it very
February,
themed.
we have like Rocktard be like the, like the little love.
The Cupid.
We have Rocktard dress up as Cupid, and like every month we could have like themes. Like in October we could all be zombies or something. That might be fun. But I love the idea of having you guys on the calendar. Like if you didn't get a calendar this year, we stuck as many of your faces on there as we could possibly fit on the thing. Whole front cover, whole back cover, all the border inside is your guys' pictures. And that to me is exciting, just to like see the faces of the people who watch our videos and stuff. So I think we want to keep that same theme. But if you guys have we should get started on that then if we're going to do it.
Time for photo shoot.
Yeah. So
give us your feedback.
Give us
Let
your
us know
feedback
what you
on the
think.
calendars. Thanks for the question, Jacob
What you
Nichols.
liked, what you didn't like, any suggestions.
Okay, Chastity C, Chastity and Baby asks ShayCarl, when the kids go to sleep, can you talk about your thoughts on adoption, either adopting a child or giving one up? I love you and Mommy Tard so much. Yeah, I think we should give a few up. I got a couple. We can put up for adoption.
Giving one up?
Yeah, we could give up for adoption. I think
I don't know. There's a lot to talk about that topic. As far as us adopting, we've talked about it.
I think adoption's great. I think adoption's great. And we have talked about it because we want to have more kids. But I say, Mommy Tard, your body has been through enough.
It has been through a lot.
You have
I have
birthed four beautiful, healthy children. And I think we should just leave your body alone and just let Daddy Tard have at it for a while. What?
Hold on a second. Wait. What?
I'm just concerned for my darling here. So I think we should adopt.
That sounds like Yes, interesting.
Sexual.
Very
Anyways,
interesting.
so we're not like totally 100%
Ralph's laughing.
sure on this idea. Oh yeah, our kids in the studio. I forgot. You're supposed to be asleep. It's when the kids go to sleep. Not
night.
when the kids go to sex ed. That's what this one is. So yeah, I've talked to Colette about adoption. I think we should.
I actually talked a lot with Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles. She's adopted 2 children. So we had a great conversation this past when we were at Evo conference about all the ins and outs of adopting. And I do feel like it would be a great opportunity to, give somebody a home, because there are so many kids out there that need adopted in other countries as well as in the U.S. And it was interesting to hear that it's apparently easier to adopt outside of the U.S. I know there's so many different things to learn about adopting. Yeah, red tape. And so I don't know. I think when the time's right, then that could be an option. But right now, there is no desire to get pregnant or adopt at the moment.
We have enough.
Just so you know, there's no rush.
Yeah, I think we will eventually. I think that's exciting to me to think about that prospect of adopting. And we have a few friends. I have a family friend. We know a few people who adopt. Even
my sister is getting ready to adopt. She is, she has a child coming in September who is hers. That the papers technically won't be finalized until a month after the baby's born, but she hasn't been able to have kids. So for her, adoption is, perfect. Why wouldn't you want to adopt? She loves children. When baby Tard was born, she just would come over and just hold her every moment. She's like, "Can I have your baby?"
Her and baby Tard have a special bond.
They
for
do.
Sure. They do. They love
really
each other.
Sweet.
So yeah, her sister's adopting in September, and I think we will. It's really expensive though, and
it can be.
Can we start a Kickstarter?
Again, there's so many different options out there that we need to do our research before that happens for sure.
Let's start a fundraiser to adopt.
To adopt.
We're gonna start a Kickstarter to adopt a baby.
We've gotten a lot of offers. Adopt me, Shay Tards.
I always get nervous that we're gonna say yes, we're gonna adopt, and then somebody who watches our videos is gonna get pregnant just to give us that baby.
Oh, that would be not good.
But you can if you want to that'll be cheaper. Maybe we could save some money. Okay, if you want to give us your baby, don't tell anybody.
Do not get pregnant.
Do not get pregnant.
Do not do that.
All right, good question, Chastity. Yes, we are pro adoption because there's just some families out there who can't watch their kids or whatever, and to put those children in a good home is so paramount. The longer that I live and read comments from people who have bad parents. We need better parents out there. We need kids to be in good homes because that makes all the difference in the world growing up.
It does.
Those years where, you're being developed and stuff, if you have bad parents that are mean or abusive or whatever, the gamut of things that parents are bad at, it can hurt you, it can affect the rest of your life. And I'm always, I'm always the kind of guy who's like, you can choose happiness. You can choose how what you become in this world. And I do believe that. But it just makes it a lot harder, when you are raised in a crappy situation. So don't make an excuse. Don't be like, yeah, my parents are mean, I'm going to be a bad person. You don't have to accept that. You can choose to be successful and happy and flourish in this life. Just because your parents suck doesn't mean you have to. Break that chain of suckiness. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next question. Make a P.O. box. No, we don't want to do that.
No.
Listen, every time we go to these gatherings, we had to pay $60 extra just to bring all the presents home we got from San Francisco.
It was so sweet though, and we appreciate every letter. So many people made us bracelets.
The kids we're really worried about the kids being spoiled, honestly,
but they definitely are not lacking in things to have. So that's the only reason we don't really want to do a P.O. box. It's not because we don't appreciate your love and support. It's just that we don't really want to
spoil our children. Because every time we come home from a trip now, they know. They're like, where's our presents? And we don't ever have to buy any presents because you guys just give us to them whenever we have meetups. So everybody in San Francisco that gave us something, thank you. The kids I've stepped on multiple toys in the night. So thanks for that. Putty, did they get silly putty?
They got silly putty.
Silly putty is all over in the carpet.
We loved it though.
I come in the next morning and it's like yellow silly putty is just ingrained in the carpet. It's like they purposely throw it on and then step on it and they're like, I'll put some Cheerios in there and then just squish it in the carpet.
Just squish it. Don't you remember being a kid? That was silly putty.
No, I was
the
perfect.
absolute
I never did anything like
best toy ever, and I loved it. It was my favorite church toy. You know what I mean?
In church?
When you're sitting in church and you're
Playing it.
listening, and you can just play with your hands and still listen. So it was my favorite church toy.
All right, Melissa asks at Mil_Hush, Huish. Do your kids ever fight? They seem pretty perfect. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're
Normal
just like
kids,
any other kids.
You know, I think Princess Tart and Baby Tart are kind of getting to the age where they have a little bit more competition.
Yes.
So they get a little clashing at times, but
Yesterday,
I mean, that's normal. Every kid,
yeah.
they fight.
And I'm always like, knock it off. Like I can hear them from the other room, and I just have to say, knock it off, and then they'll stop. But like yesterday, we're trying to get ready for church, and Baby Tart's hair is a rat's nest. I don't know what she does. It's like the same thing with the silly putty. She
It's
just
because
like,
it's so thin. That's why I
Is
feel
it?
like we should cut it.
but no, stop your cutting nonsense. So I'm like, Princess Tart, get it, because she's like little Miss Mom. Princess Tart is. I'm
She
like,
is.
can you come help and comb Baby Tart's hair and get ready for church? So she's in there, and Baby
Oh,
Tart's.
that's where you went.
Yeah, she's like, no, ow. I'm just like, stop it. Just let her comb your hair. Because she doesn't want her to do it because she's not doing it right. And it's like this
She
giant
doesn't
thing.
want Mom to do it either. She doesn't like anybody touching her head. So
Yeah. That's why we're going to shave it off. No, I love Baby Tart's hair. I think it's gorgeous.
okay, you can fix it every day.
Do you eat seafood on Meatless Mondays? No, says Darth Jada. Not
No,
really.
we try to stay away from all
Just have the
the
vegetables.
meat. I mean, we have had cheese, like as far as animal product, we have had cheese and things, but not actual animal.
We're not like, super crazy about it because
Yeah.
we've kind of forgot it like the last two. But today's Meatless
whoops.
Monday.
Today's Meatless Monday,
Don't eat meat.
for sure. Well, not
you
for
eat
you
meat
guys.
already,
Today's
Roth?
Wednesday, but
Yeah, people steak in the morning.
today
Did
for
you
us
really?
it's Meatless Monday.
Steak and eggs. we went out to eat last night, and I wish I would have got the steak. Damn
Really?
it. It's all right. I can last till tomorrow.
I can last.
I have my chia seeds.
That's exactly the same thing.
Oh, hey, it's Haley says, do you guys want to keep making daily vlogs for as long as you can, or do you think we'll get tired of it? That's the question. How
don't know. I feel
long will we do the daily vlogs?
I feel like we'll keep doing it, but maybe it will change a little bit.
I don't know. We don't
We
have
don't
the
know.
answer to that question.
We
It
don't
is honestly like, here's the answer to that question, because there's a lot of opportunities. In fact, I have a script right here.
We're getting the Fiverr.
We're getting the Fiverr. Give him the
Fiverr.
Fiverr rapper. We have a lot of opportunities to do other things. I just was handed this script to do a part in a thing for somebody. I can't tell you anything.
I can't tell you
Anyways,
anything as you
crap,
throw
I just
it.
threw it all over the ground. Here's the debate. Me and Colette were talking about this last night. We have this amazing opportunity to make a video every day and have that be our job. And because of that, because we've done that for the last 4 years, we've built up, this audience of all these people who watch us. So then other opportunities come, because then other people and brands and movie and TV executives see like, oh, these guys have this huge audience. They
Right.
could do other things. So we do get a lot of offers to do other things. But it takes us away from our family a lot of times, where
Yeah.
we can't spend that time with the kids and focus on raising them. And I feel
So
like
that's the big debate, trying to balance, what do we really want to do? Which direction do we want to go? And maybe just both, but balance it out better? I don't know.
I think we want to do the daily vlogs because that gives us the opportunity to be with our kids. And a lot of parents at this point in their lives, they have to focus on their career. We're 30 somethings. We're like right into, I'm 32, she's 30. This is like right at the age when you really have to like start, as an adult, thinking about your career, like what you got to start making your money, so that your kids can go to college and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times it takes the parents out of the home. A lot of parents have to go work 40, 50 hours a week. And we have this huge blessing that we are able to do our work at home with our kids.
Yeah.
And so that's what we want to focus on, is being there. Like, we don't want to, go shoot movie scripts and be on TV and have somebody raise our children for us. Like, we don't want to have, babysitters, for our kids, because that's our job. We want to do that. So I even told, my producer, Brett, and, she's talked to her producer, Sarah, like, you guys need to schedule with each other. So if,
So that we can be
Colette's out
home.
of town at a conference in New York, I'm not going to be scheduled for anything. I need to be home with the kids. If I'm doing something, if I'm out shooting something, Colette can't be scheduled for anything. She needs to
Right.
be home. So we've made that distinction where it's like, we are going to raise our kids. We don't want babysitters raising our kids. Like, that is our job. And
With
every
a few
moment.
exceptions. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't leave them home by themselves today, just so you know.
Yes, no, nobody's gonna watch my kids, so we duct tape them to the wall. But Cecily, we have people that we trust. Like, Cecily's
Right.
there, there for us, and then Carly a lot of times.
We just
watches
don't
our
want it to
kids.
be like an everyday, now we have to have a permanent, nanny or whatever.
Right. And the daily vlogs give us that opportunity to be there with our kids because it provides, you know, I don't know, it gives us the money to be able to live and not have to go and do these other projects.
And also, I feel like with the daily vlogs, we feel a real sense of purpose and a real sense of like a calling. It's sort of a calling for us to be a happy family and show you guys, you know, just our lives and include you in on everything. It's a really rewarding thing that we're doing. And so that's a big part of why we want to keep going.
You know, if it ever turned into something different where, you know, people, I don't know, didn't enjoy watching our videos anymore, then I guess we would start working on these other projects. But at the end of the day, like, that's what's most important to us is our family and our kids and making sure that we focus on that. And then, you know, we'll do some other projects here and there, you know, because it's exciting. Like, a lot of times I'm like, I want to go do all these other things, but, you know, I don't want to lose touch of, you know, being at home with the family. So I don't know how long the vlogs will go until you know,
Till we're done.
Till the kids tell us to stop filming them, probably. Till they're like, quit filming me.
Okay, I'm
But
done.
I don't, like, we get that question. I mean, we're going to have Suntard on Friday, so be sure to tune into that. And we'll ask him that. Let's ask Suntard what he thinks. And
you listening, Suntard? Be ready to answer.
he's in there right now. Have an honest answer. We'll find out directly from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
That's a saying. My son's not a horse. Anyways, let's wrap it up. Thanks for your questions on Twitter. Sorry we couldn't get to more of them, but we really appreciate you guys sending us those questions. Hopefully we answered some of them that will make you happy.
Make you happy and just be really helpful so that you'll be awesome.
Download it. Link is free. You can take it with you wherever you go on iTunes, on your mobile devices, your computers, and your Walkmans and iPads and iPods and all those
You can also
pods.
watch it on YouTube if you don't want to.
For free. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Talking your mic. See you on Friday.